Good evening. Wow. This is just so exciting to see so many people out for our first venture of our murder mystery. I would like, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Chicago Public Library, the director, myself, Marla Spann, we would really like to thank you all for taking your time out and coming to our program tonight. This program is going to be filled with intrigue and excitement and mystery. I guess I'm so overwhelmed and excited because I see so many people out, and the most important part is that my staff, they are so awesome. Do you see all these decorations? Yes. All of the material that is in front of you, my public relations staff, and just my staff overall. We came together as a team and we put this together, and so we really hope that you enjoy it. All of our performers are my staff, so it's just really awesome. So just to give you guys a little bit of our house rules. You see on your table the program. Okay, in your program you have your paper. This is for your notes. Everyone should have a pencil so that you can take your notes. So listen very carefully. There are going to be different clues that will be given out. That is also placed on your table, which I see that some people has been nosy because the table in front of me is on clue 1 and it should be on the police report. So, as we are reading the clues, you can then take a clue, open it, glance through it, and pass it around your table so that the other people can see the clues also. Okay, but please do not open the clues until we get to that clue. They will be put on the screen, and they also will be read. Okay, so just make sure that we follow the rules so that we can make this fun and exciting. Okay? For my board members that are here, could you please stand, please? Wave your hand in the back, Mr. Carpenter. Ms. Lupe, thank you so very much for coming. We also would like to thank the Foundations of East Chicago and our friends of the library for their gracious donations to help us make this event possible. If there are some Foundations of East Chicago people here, if you can wave your hand or stand. Some of my awesome friends of the library, you can wave your hand and stand. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So again, I say we welcome all of you. So just please sit back and pay attention. We also, our friends of the library, if you all are not acquainted with who they are a group of volunteers that get together and do different fundraisers for the library so that they can help us to fund different projects and programs that we do. So tonight, they are doing a 50-50. If Ms. Spann, would you please stand? She has the tickets. If you have not already purchased your 50-50, please, please, please purchase your 50-50. Get the quarters, the dimes, the pennies, whatever it is, the friends of the library will take it. Because their books are only 10 cents anyway, so they know about working with the coins. Okay? All right, so at this time, we're going to start our program. And so I would like to introduce you all to Detective Shones. She will come up now and she will direct you all through the rest of the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much to see all of these really great faces out here today. We have, Miss Marla told you all about the paper that you have in front of you, and don't open the clues yet. So there's a couple of things that we want to keep in mind when we're doing our murder mystery. We have something called MMO, and that is motive, means, and opportunity. Motive is who had reason to kill the victim. Does any particular person benefit financially or romantically from the victim's death? Means, who had access to the murder weapon? Does any particular person have the unique knowledge, skill, or physical ability necessary to use the murder weapon? And opportunity. Who had a chance to kill the victim? Is any particular person unaccounted for during the time that the victim was killed? So those are things to keep in mind during the murder mystery. So, okay, well, this is a little awkward actually, because there actually hasn't been a murder. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your night. And, okay, well, hang on a second. Did I hear a scream? Okay. Uh-oh, I hear terrible sounds of something happening back here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Uh-oh. It's not looking good. Oh dear.
I'm dead for real.
Okay. Oh dear, that would be our Pierre Dupree, our murder victim. Okay. There were 8 people at the Dupree Chateau at the time that Pierre Dupree was killed. And we would like to introduce you to those folks right now. Person 1.
I am Alexis Dupree, Pierre's socialite daughter. I'm a Southern Belle and the reigning Magnolia Queen at Dixie University. This is horrible. I can't believe somebody murdered my daddy. I am just at the most exciting stage of my life, and all of a sudden, I'm an orphan. I vow to find my daddy's killer and make sure that person pays.
That's right. Person 2.
I am Cayenne Pepper, the DuPre family chef and expiring TV star. The day I graduated from Dixie Culinary Institution was the proudest day of my life, and I owe everything to Mr. Dupree. Naturally, I returned to work for the DuPre family as the head chef. In my spare time, I starred in a highly successful cooking show titled Turn Up the Heat. And they want to produce this show. Isn't that exciting?
Person 3.
Well, good evening. I am Bourbon, DuPre, a jazz musician from the French Quarter. In case your heads are too full of thoughts of money and societal prominence to realize where I fit in tonight's picture, I'm here because my jazz band was hired to entertain you lazy rich people. Uncle Pierre had no idea I was a member of the band. In fact, I don't think the man knew anything about my recent life. I am a dirty little French Quarter secret of the Dupree family. I was really looking forward to seeing the look on Pierre's face when I told him my name. He would have killed over on the spot.
Person 4.
There goes the neighborhood.
My name is Melissa, Pierre's new wife from Vegas. I can't believe he's dead. at him. Ain't he casket sharp? What am I going to do without him? Even worse, this was supposed to be my moment. I'm supposed to be queen. This is supposed to be my moment. But no, someone had to die. And now my moment's taken away from me. I'm too upset to even talk about it. I need a drink.
Person 5.
Hey y'all, I'm Elise St. Gresch, the young, attractive, active, talented living maid at the Dupree Chateau. I just can't believe he's dead. Oh my goodness. Mr. Dupree is the only gracious man to let me stay in his house. I'm just hoping that Alexis will keep me employed here at the Dupree Chateau.
You're fired.
Yeah, okay.
Person 6.
Well, hello there. I say hello there. My name is Matthew Krovitz, and they call me Gator. I'm a boy from the Bayou who working his way up through law school, and I'm madly in love with Alexis Dupree. I know, right? I came to this party to ask for dead Mr. Dupree his blessing, because Alexis and I want to get married. We're devastated that her dead daddy's not going to be able to walk her down the aisle now. Oh, but don't worry, sugar. My daddy'd be happy to do it. Yeah, we'll get him some new overalls and make him take a bath and put something on his feet. He cleans up real nice. Now, just because I'm engaged to an heiress doesn't mean I still have to work on the weekends as a swamp tour guide. You see, I got a full scholarship, but I still need plenty of cash to take Alexis out to all the fancy restaurants she likes to go to. And just because she fell in love with a boy from the Bayou doesn't mean that she's got to give up her fancy-ass princess lifestyle. You should see the 3-carat platinum diamond ring that she wants. It costs $25,000. You have any idea how much alligator sausage you got to sell to make $25,000? Oh, $25,000.
Person 7.
Excuse me. Good evening and salutations. My name is Connika Gothika. I'm sure you've seen my books in your local public library. I am an eccentric novelist and Pierre Dupree's next-door neighbor. My stardom has shot me to the highest levels of popularity. Even better, darlings, I am part of the Louisiana elite. I am invited to parties attended by the most influential people.
Yeah, right.
I also attend a few Hollywood parties here and there. Celebrities love my books. Movie producers are fighting over the rights to my novels as we speak. Who wouldn't want my life? Pierre was just jealous of my status here. While I have devoted fans, he just had devoted enemies.
And our last person, person 8.
Be here. Oh, greetings. My name is J. Stephanie Peak Esquire, the Dupree family attorney and Pierre Dupree's closest friend and confidant. Pierre Dupree kept me busy with his complicated legal affairs. He was always suing or threatening to sue someone, Every time he had an argument with the family, he would call me to draft up a new will and disinherit that person. It was exhausting. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't being paid by the hour. A wealthy client with a short temper and a volatile family is an attorney's dream come true. Excuse me.
All right. And here we have our cast. To recap, this is we're going to show the police report up on the screen now. Is the police report on the table here? Yeah, okay. The police report is also on the table as well. The victim is Pierre Dupree. Please. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and read out the police report to you. He was strangled with a strand of antique Mardi Gras beads. The necklace was strung with metal wire, making it possible for the murderer to strangle the victim without the string of beads breaking. Mr. Dupree was discovered in the billiards room of the Dupree Chateau, sprawled in a red velvet chair. A half-empty glass of brandy sat on the table next to the chair. Several seemingly synthetic feathers were scattered about the billiards room. There was no evidence of blood spatter on the victim or to the crime scene. There was also no evidence of forced entry into the room. It may be assumed that the killer entered and left the billiards room through its only door. And now we're going to read Pierre's last will and testament. J. Stephanie Peak, I leave $1 million. She will remain executor of my will and oversee my financial affairs. To my household staff, I leave $10,000 each. To my beloved daughter, Alexis, I leave my entire estate, including Dupree Chateau. Woo! To my wife, Melissa, I leave $25,000 and a one-way ticket coach class back to Las Vegas.
You want a drinker?
I know she only married me for my money, but I still had a great time. I especially enjoyed her many attempts to persuade me to change my will and leave her all my money. It was the best time of my life. Signed, Pierre Dupree, Alexis Dupree, and J. Stephanie Peak as witnesses. Chapter 2. Beignets and Mardi Gras beads, as we interview the victims, interview the residents of the suspects of the Dupree Chateau.
It's been hard for the past couple of weeks. I mean, Harry kept on complaining about stomach problems, so I said, maybe it's all that crap Cayenne made for you.
What?
But he didn't listen. I'm starting to think he had gout. Or diabetes. Or salmonella. I wished he could just listen to me, because his last days could have been much happier and much happier. I don't know if this is gonna help, but I found us in our bedroom last night.
Give me that. Okay. This is clue number 1, which will be found on your table. Clue number 1 is from Old South Renovations. Dear J. Stephanie Peak, included are this week's expenses for the Peak Mansion. As I told you on the phone, we discovered serious structural damage that was not evident to us when we performed our initial inspection. These major structural repairs will cost approximately $300,000 in addition to the original proposal for $250,000. Please be assured that we are doing our best to keep your costs under control. When we are finished with your project, Peak Mansion will be the finest showplace in the Garden District. Sincerely, Jerry Simmons. So, yes?
Is clue 1 what you just read?
That's right. Old South renovations?
The millionaire and his waitress.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Try clue number 3. There's the clues the way that, oh well, anyway, so read clue number 3. Clue number 3 is actually clue number 1. We're good. Okay, so read clue, yeah, pick out clue number 3. That's it, yeah, it should say Old South renovations. So J. Stephanie Peak is calling it the Peak Mansion when it's actually the Dupree Chateau.
An envelope arrived by messenger this afternoon. The messenger must have been celebrating Mardi Gras all morning because he seemed pretty drunk already. The envelope was addressed to Connika, but he delivered it to the Dupree Chateau by mistake. He was probably scared off by the group of freaks she calls a fan club. They're always hanging around on her sidewalk.
Okay, clue number 2 is, read clue number 2. So we have a clue that said from Full Moon Architects? Yes? Okay. Dear Ms. Gothika, I hope these plans are what you have envisioned for the DuPre Chateau renovation project. As we discussed in our earlier meeting, renovations for your project should take approximately 1 year. We are ready to begin as soon as you acquire the property. Please let me know when you're ready to move forward with your plans. Sincerely yours, Vinnie Priceman III, Chief Architect.
I wonder what my father would have said if he knew about your plans for Dupree Chateau, Connika. I was gonna show him this tonight after the party, but somebody murdered my daddy before I had the chance.
It's been a stressful day. For kids, am I right? I know, right?
So, I was gonna take my dogs out for a walk, and when I stepped outside, there was like a huge pile of salt on the ground. I told Perry about it, and he said, "Don't worry about it, it's just a prank." I mean, how can I not worry about it? Elise even carried a crucifix around all day. And Alexis, I noticed that you were reading Voodoo's for Dummies, because you're a dummy. You wouldn't happen to know what happened, right? You wouldn't do that, right, sweetheart? My precious daughter, spawn of Satan, right?
Yes, I put the sawcross on your doorstep. I wanted to scare you. I hope maybe it's spooky enough you leave town. Daddy and I didn't need you around.
Try harder.
Connika must be thrilled that Pierre is dead. She can finally host the crew of Mardi Gras ball next year. Ever since we threw her a bone and invited her to join the crew of Midas, she's been plotting to get him ousted and become our first ruling queen. Don't look over here. She's always been the jealous type. She made such sad attempts to lure us to her refurbished ballroom for this year's ball. In fact, they were just pathetic, Connika. Did you really think that spending $1 million on our remodeled bathroom would buy our loyalty? Yeah. Grow up. Connika was also involved in an online bidding war with Pierre over those antique beads, the same ones he was strangled with. You must have been furious when he won the auction. Were you hoping to wear them when you were crowned the queen of the crew of Midas? You're delusional. We all know that Pierre was wanting to give those beads to Melissa tonight at the ball. I object.
So is it true, J. Stephanie Peak, that you are...
I object!
That you're renovating the Peak Mansion?
I said I But yes. Of course, I'm getting our mansion renovated. I'm concerned for the well-being of this district, and it's important for our mansion to look as beautiful as me.
Yeah, well, I said Cayenne here sure is a strange character. I came over the other day to pick up Alexis, and Cayenne was in the kitchen making a big pot of gumbo. So, of course, I went in there to have me a taste, and I noticed some strange bottles on the counter. And Cayenne started cussing at me and knocked a spoon out of my hand, and then she told me to get the hell out of her kitchen. She's so dramatic.
That grimy French swamp thing was sticking its dirty fingers in my gumbo.
French?
Gator, I don't appreciate people coming into my kitchen and tasting my culinary creation. Of course, this comes as no surprise. Only a Lowe's class shrimp rat as you would disrespect my wishes. And yes, sometimes Pierre did want me to disguise his food because of his medication he was taking. It was none of your business anyway.
Well, by the way, by the way, this piece of paper fell out of Cayenne's cooking notes on the counter. Here you go. I just hadn't had a chance to give it back to her yet.
This is clue number 4. You want to open clue number 4. Trust me.
That's the problem.
Trust me, this isn't a fake badge at all. No. Okay.
Wasting my time.
Mon cher Pierre, I am writing this letter to you from my deathbed. The doctors tell me that I don't have much longer to live. As my dying wish, I beg you to claim our child as a Dupree and raise her as your own. It is my hope that someday you can love her as you love Alexis. Even though our affair was brief, I am thankful that we remain civil with each other. Our daughter shouldn't suffer for our mistake. She is an innocent child. Yours sincerely, Fifi. Elise?
That's a lot of sausage.
Yes. Fifi is my mama. And I just recently found out that Pierre Dupree is my daddy.
That's what I'm talking about. All right now. Make it taste real good.
I confided in Cayenne to make sure that no one found out about that letter.
So?
You know what? No. Goodness, don't worry. It's not going to happen again. And you know what? By the way, while we're airing out other people's laundry, I heard an interesting conversation a few nights ago, about around 6 p.m.-ish, between Monsieur Dupree and our favorite French swamp rat trash gator over there.
French?
I was in the library, minding my own business, and I heard screaming and yelling, and Pierre just going off about something, and I didn't know what that man was talking about. And as the concerned maid that I am, I put my ear to the door. And I heard him tell Gator over here that he will be dead in his grave if he ever married into the family. And then he told him to get out. And all I heard glass hit the floor and everything. And as the scaredy cat he is, he ran out that place like it was on fire.
I was in the library. I said I was in the library, and I was having quite a discussion with Pierre. I tried talking to him in a sensible manner. I was begging him for his blessing of me and Alexis's marriage. And but he just kept bad-mouthing me. I don't know why. He didn't think I was good enough for his little girl.
I wonder why.
Oh, no. I had to yell at him and yell at him just to be heard, but finally I just gave up and I left.
I've never met my cousin Melissa or my auntie. Even though the Dupree family wanted nothing to do with me, I kept up with their old snooty butts in the society column of the High Society News. I was touched by the whirlwind of the marriage of auntie and uncle. What a beautiful love story that was. This is one of those newspaper articles I clipped out. It's talking about the both of them. It gave me a laugh. I knew these high society parties would be fun, but I have no idea exactly how much.
Okay, open clue number 1. Well, clue number 1 might be opened already, but anyway. This is a clip out from the High Society News, The Millionaire and His Waitress. The society debut of Melissa F. Dupree was the most entertaining dinner party I've attended in years. Dupree Chateau was buzzing with Garden District's most important residents. Pierre Dupree was as handsome, as charming as ever. He was beaming with pride as his bride approached the staircase for her grand entrance. Apparently, Mrs. Melissa F. Dupree changed her gown at the last minute, and Pierre was shocked and horrified as the rest of his guests when Ms. Dupree descended the staircase in a horrific gown that I wouldn't let my poodles sleep on.
It's called fashion. Look it up.
The spandex mermaid-style dress made her look like a character from a Dr. Seuss story. His birthday was Monday, don't you know? Okay. Don't even ask me about the 5-inch platform heels that she must have borrowed from a Bourbon Street stripper. Ms. Dupree has a lovely figure, but her taste in clothing resembles a Vegas streetwalker more than the wife of a distinguished millionaire. Poor Pierre. He should have brought home an empty wallet from Vegas like everyone else.
Darlings, when I'm not working on my latest novel in the Legion of the Doom series, I'm always happy to come outside and visit with my fans. Those lovely ghouls sleep on my sidewalk just to catch a glimpse of moi.
Yeah, right.
They travel from all over the world to visit my Garden District mansion. They have walking tours that are devoted to visiting my mansion and other points of interest featured in the novels. I adore my fans. They mean everything to me.
So much that you would murder Pierre in order to get his mansion? No further questions, Your Honor.
I'm not the only one who loves Dupree Chateau more than life itself.
Did you guys hear that? She loves Chateau more than somebody's life. Take notes.
Hold up. I may have hated that egotistical man, but how this mansion looks affects all of us in the Garden District. Those plans were going straight to Pierre. I had some wonderful ideas to liven up the mansion, and I wanted to show him. He deserves only the best, and child, I think I can make that happen.
So, Connika, you got into a bidding war with Pierre Dupree over the necklace that ended up being his murder weapon?
Yes, I wanted that necklace. I love jewelry. And was quite upset after I lost the auction. Still, do you think that I would kill Pierre over an online auction? Yes. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
And that is the end of chapter 2.
All right, we're going to start back our murder mystery. Does anyone have any ideas?
Cayenne did it.
Don't look at me.
I think the detective did it. All right, so we're going to get started. So I hope everybody enjoyed your meal, for those that are finished and those that are eating. All right, so I give it back to the hands of Detective Sean.
Actually, it's me. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Scurry off, peasant.
All right.
I don't know about any of you, but I'm not buying Melissa's devoted wife act, and neither should any of you. Last week, she called me in at 10 p.m. and asked me to bring my notary stamp over ASAP. Don't be looking all innocent. I knew something important was going on. I arrived to a horrific scene. Melissa answered the door in a feathered black negligee with matching heels. She told me to bring my briefcase up to the master suite. When I opened the door, I found Pierre handcuffed to his antique bed. He was drunk and nearly passed out.
Kind of kinky stuff y'all into.
There, girl, it gets better. There were empty whipped cream cans and chocolate syrup bottles all over the floor. After I finally got over my initial shock, Melissa showed me a new will that named her the sole beneficiary of Pierre's entire estate. The entire thing. She took the handcuffs off of him and asked him to sign the will. I knew Pierre wasn't in his right mind to sign any papers. I told Pierre to sober up. We'll talk about the next day without Melissa and her bag of tricks influencing him. You're a piece of work, lady. A real piece of nasty work.
I'll say.
She don't know what she's talking about. What goes on between two consenting adults in a bedroom is not your business. Perry was drunk with passion. I mean, I know there's a big age gap. I mean, 30, 40, 50-year difference. But like, love is blind. Like, he loves me and he wanted to surprise me as the sole, like me being the sole beneficiary of his will. Yeah. And as a wife, why shouldn't I? I mean, I'm not asking a lot. I mean, like, you know, like clothes, car, vacation spots, a purse. You know, I'm not asking a lot, right, ladies? I'm not asking a lot. No, just little small tokens of love, right? It just reminds me of that one movie, you know, with that rich guy and the girl, and they fall in love.
Pretty Woman?
No, Misery. Anyway, I pinch myself every day and every night because I was living like a Disney princess, and now it's all over. Perry's dead. My sugar daddy, I mean my husband, is dead.
You said it right. Sit down. Sit down. I was in the kitchen earlier tonight. Cayenne had a recipe photo out on the counter. I couldn't help but sneak a peek at her latest culinary masterpiece. In this photo, I found this old contract. Looks like Cayenne was chained to the Dupree Chateau while Pierre was still alive.
And now it is time to open clue number 6. Clue number 6. It's also up on the screen. Clue number 6. It's a contract of employment. I am eternally grateful for Pierre Dupre's generosity. In exchange for Mr. Dupree paying all my expenses in obtaining my Master Chef degree at Dictionary Culinary Institute, I agreed to work as the Dupree family chef for 10 years. This contract may only be terminated early by Pierre Dupree. The contract will also terminate if Pierre Dupree dies before the 10th year of service.
Yes, that contract belongs to me. Pierre Dupre's generosity came with an enormous price tag.
Yeah, right.
In exchange for paying my way through school. I I agreed to work as Mr. Dupree live-in chef for 10 years. It's been a painful sacrifice. I have a full-time TV career hanging on hold, but I still have 5 years left on my contract. In order to be considered by any network, I have to get out of this legal agreement. And someone here tonight has helped me do just that. By the way, I thought you all might be interested to know that Connika offered me $10,000. She was interested, wanted me to infect my gumbo with the coronary, whatever virus they got out.
The coronavirus?
For tonight's ball. She said that one of her fans is a biologist and has access to a deadly Chinese virus. She wanted to humiliate Pierre and convince the Cure of Minus to move the Mardi Gras ball to her mansion next year. The sure sign of a desperate woman. Of course, I had to refuse because I was not going to ruin my reputation, not my reputation, as trying to get this network for $10,000.
Yes, I offered money to Cayenne. I thought a case of explosive diarrhea might tarnish Pierre's image as the perfect host. That doesn't mean I wanted to kill him. My intentions were to embarrass him. That's it.
Yeah, with the corona.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Cayenne. Hey, aren't you going to tell everybody about that big magazine article that's coming out about you next month? See, there was this food reporter here last week, and I came inside to drop off some of my alligator jerky for the dead Mr. Dupree there. And this fancy cooking writer asked me for a taste, and he loved it. He asked me all about my family sausage business, and he wanted to come out to the swamp and take our picture. I'm sorry I stole your thunder, Cayenne. I know you were real mad about that.
You're right. As usual, Gator, you was hanging around my kitchen uninvited. Of course, I still made the cover of the magazine. Why wouldn't I? The magazine reporter was just being polite to your crazy self. He didn't even like your alligator jerk.
This district is so full of drama, scandals, and hatred. How coincidental you would have an author in the middle of things like this. I've read all of Conika's novels, and I'm a fan. But in book 2 of her Legion of Doom series, a Garden District millionaire is found strangled with a strand of vintage Mardi Gras beads. Isn't that interesting?
Excuse me, that was only a coincidence. It means nothing. I'm a fiction writer. You know what that means? Made up. Fiction. The characters and the plots in my story are purely made up. As I said, maybe somebody planned to murder Pierre in that manner in order to frame me. I think it may be helpful for the police to know that I ordered a glass of Merlot at the bar tonight. Well, it was no surprise to me that the wine Pierre serves tastes like swill. Oh, Pierre's never been great at selecting wine. I searched the room over for a plant to pour my drink out and found a mask and green cape hidden in the corner behind the potted plants. Why would someone throw away a costume at a masquerade ball? That doesn't make any sense. A while ago, Pierre came by once again to complain about my adoring fans. After our brief and heated discussion, he abruptly left, and this letter fell out of his pocket. Why would he be carrying a note around?
Okay, this will be clue number 5 on your table. From the New York Conservatory of Modern Music. Dear Bourbon Dupree, or Mr. Dupree, it should say Mrs. Dupree, or should it? Congratulations on your acceptance into our School of Performing Arts. You are one of the applicants chosen out of 10,000 aspiring musicians. Please send your $5,000 tuition deposit as soon as possible. This will ensure that you have on-campus housing and will also secure your placement in our freshman class. We look forward to meeting you soon and helping you begin a promising career as a professional musician. This acceptance letter to the New York Conservatory, was it for you, Bourbon Dupree? Was Pierre Dupree paying for you to go to music school?
Obviously it's for me. I'm the only one of you corrupt idiots with any musical talent. Of course that letter belongs to me. Pierre was my anonymous benefactor while growing up at the orphanage. When he learned that I wanted to pursue a music career, he arranged for me to attend at Dixie University, but insisted that his involvement remained a secret. Not only did I get an invite to the New York Conservatory of Music, but Pierre received one as well. What? When I insisted on attending school in New York, he came out the shadows, revealed his identity, and disowned me. I was never able to attend college, as we saw.
They complain so much, I'm telling you, Lord. Well, like I was saying before, I returned to the library 10 minutes after Gator's argument with Miss Dupree. I didn't enter as Alexis was in there, fighting with her daddy as usual, Lord, crying and just screaming to the top of her lungs. I heard her tell her daddy, I'm gonna take my trust fund and run away with Gator, and you and your Vegas tramp can right here in this house. Lord. And he told her, you can marry Gator if you like, but you ain't getting one little penny from me. First thing in the morning, Pierre was gonna change the will if she ever married Gator. That girl, she wasn't gonna get nothing, nada, zilch. She was so upset, she knocked the feather duster out my hand. Lord, she really got a terrible temper. Lord, I really do think that she is dabbling in that voodoo. Y'all all know where this family gonna go.
I know Daddy didn't approve of Gator. I was only trying to convince you otherwise, you nosy nitwit.
Excuse me?
You heard me. I wouldn't be surprised if you're the one who slashed my beautiful dress.
Keep on.
Yes, someone is out to get me. My Mardi Gras ball gown was slashed to pieces. My daddy spent good money on it, and I had to get a new gown sent from New York City.
That ugly ball gown. Yes, of course I shredded it. That thing was so ugly. You should be thanking me, honey. Goodness. Well, guess what? I'm a Pierre too, and I'm gonna be getting the exact same thing that you and Melissa are getting. Triple that, okay? Most definitely. Don't worry. Best believe I'm getting what's mine.
I realized the competition for Magnolia Queen was especially brutal this year, but I never dreamed that my rivals would be such sore losers.
Keep on. Keep on.
I'm really afraid. What if someone meant to kill me and my darling father got in the way? I could be the next victim.
Fingers crossed.
And now we enter into our fourth and final chapter. I think that's the real killer right there, is that chair. Chapter 4, French Quarter Amusement. Cayenne?
Oh, Cayenne. I I am wondering when Connika is going to tell everyone here about her true feeling for Pierre. Just 5 years ago, she and Pierre had a passionate affair. There was even talk of a wedding. When Pierre had a drunken one-night stand with a burlesque dancer, Connika was furious and dumped Pierre. They hated each other ever since.
Yes, it's true. Years ago, I was in love with Pierre Dupree. We were planning to get married, but he cheated on me. When I found out about his drunken one-night stand, I was devastated. I finally opened my heart to a mortal man, and he stomped on it. Pierre blamed his indiscretion on one too many hurricanes at Pat O'Brien's, but how could he do this to moi? Since then, I've only been involved in meaningless flings with my young, handsome fans who are devoted to me.
Wow. Connika would have been such a great stepmother. We have much more in common than me and Melissa. I'm sorry Daddy treated you so badly. You knew he was always a little freaky after a few hurricanes. When Daddy partied, he partied hard.
Why would you know that?
Tell me.
Sounds like incest to me.
Why is it people can't seem to respect my kitchen? Just this morning, Miss J. Stephanie Peak Esquire came to visit and she left her suitcase on the counter while she used the bathroom. When I moved it off my workspace, this paper fell out. Now, it seems like an appropriate time to return it to her and ask for an explanation. Miss Peak, why are you signing checks to yourself?
Now it's time for you to open clue number 7.
First of all, I object.
I haven't read the clue yet.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on.
I still object.
I understand, yes, of course. This check is from the Dupree Foundation for Historical Landmark Restoration. Paid to the order of, J. Stephen Peak, or it should be J. Stephanie Peak, shouldn't it?
That's not my name. That's not
$150,000
That's not
signed by you, and, it seems like Pierre Dupree's signature is missing.
It's right there. You can't really see it. Yes, Pierre gave me an advance on my paycheck. I told him I was doing some work on our mansion. Pierre and I were best friends. He would have done anything to help me. Not like it's any of your beeswax, Cayenne.
It is my business.
I said beeswax. Stick to cooking and stay out of my finances. Oh, and then last week, Gator, the smelly guy over there, came to visit me at Dupree Chateau. He told me about his love for our darling Alexis. Pathetic. He was desperate to marry her, but he knew that Pierre would put up one hell of a fight over a boy at the bayou trying to marry her. Gator informed me that he was about to graduate at the top of his law class, looking like that. He asked me to take him on as an associate in my law firm and hoped that Pierre would then accept him into the family. I couldn't help but laugh. Why would I want to help out that boy? One thing I hate almost as much as Yankees is Cajun French swamp trash.
French?
Alexis, how could you shame your family this way?
Yeah.
You need to marry a good Southern boy from your own social class. This idiot is no good for you, honey. Try again. And I object.
Miss Esquire, I said, Miss Esquire, I still think I'd be wonderful working at your firm. I'm a hard worker. I could bring some Cajun style to that stuffy Louisiana law office of yours.
Not happening.
I think Pierre would have been pleased to see me working with such a favorite of his. Plus, he'd have no problem letting me into the family if I had that stuffy-ass law firm on my resume.
2 weeks after Melissa and Uncle Pierre's wedding, I saw her, and I followed her, and she was going into one of the French quarters with some jewelry. She didn't notice me. She does never notice me. They don't know me. However, she was haggling with the pawnbroker, asking him if he knew anyone that could make a replica of all of the jewelry that she was trying to pawn. Wonder whose it was. That's a very uncanny and a very deceitful, nasty woman.
Well, Stephanie had it right the first time. She is not a devoted newlywed. Just a few nights ago, I'm telling y'all, I saw the mattress thing running, and the water was just running. I'm thinking, of course she wasn't gonna take her bath so early in the morning, so I'm thinking someone left the water on. And so tell me why I went and checked, and I see this girl pouring out Viagra pills down the drain.
Those were Tic Tacs.
Well, it's okay, honey, because we got lots of extras for you. Don't worry, okay? Yeah. Man, also, by the way, I found this postcard in the mail not too long ago, and I was trying to show it to Monsieur Dupree, but somebody wouldn't leave his side for me to tell him, and every single time that he was sleeping, she was checking that man's pulse. Why was you checking his pulse, Melissa?
Open clue number 8. Greetings from Las Vegas. Melissa, I need $10,000 this month. Pay up or the old geezer finds out about everything. I'm coming to New Orleans to pick up my money in person. See you soon, baby.
You want a little service, guy? I mean, why am I feeling so attacked? You guys treat me like trash. Well, what can you be scared of besides my great looks and younger age? So you want to hear a funny story? No. So Harry decided to hire me a personal stylist. You should have seen what she wanted me to wear. I'm not going to say any names, okay? But she reminded me of somebody.
You wish you looked as good as me. Don't worry, honey. Goodness.
Get a life. Anyway. My husband is dead. Oh, Lord.
Melissa, you knew we were going to ask about this postcard from Las Vegas. Why didn't you say anything before?
Because you didn't ask me then? I was just, giving a friend of mine some money. Because you know what? I'm a good Samaritan. What would Jesus do? I'm a good Christian woman. And plus, the reason why I pawned my jewelry, Bourbon, is because I didn't want to ask Perry for money because I'm an independent woman. And now my friend has gotten so greedy, he's going to come out to see me and collect. I'm like scared, you guys. Everybody just say, "Aw, poor me." Don't. Perry's dead. I can't talk right now.
And that is the end of the play. Can we give our actors a huge round of applause? Thank you. All right. Okay, so at this time, you all have tickets in your program, and you can discuss amongst yourselves, write down who you want to buy raffle tickets
before. I don't know.
Write their, oh yeah, that's right. Write down their name.
Okay, who did it, y'all? Who did it?
We think the lawyer. I think all of them did it.
Write down your name. Please print your name legibly, because if we call your name and we can't read it, we're going to call somebody else, and you're not going to get the prize. So write your name down so we can read it, and then drop it into the bucket of the person that you think did it. So, to recap our cast of characters, was it Cayenne Pepper, the Dupree family chef and aspiring TV star?
Yeah, it was her.
Was it Bourbon Dupree, the jazz musician from the French Quarter, who didn't get to go to the New York Conservatory of Modern Music? Was it Alexis Dupree, Pierre's socialite daughter, the Southern Belle and reigning Magnolia Queen of Dixie University, who was going to get cut out of the will for marrying Gator?
Yes.
Was it Connika Gothika, the eccentric novelist and Pierre Dupree's next-door neighbor? Was it J. Stephanie Peake Esquire, the Dupree family attorney and Pierre Dupree's closest friend and confidant? Confident. Well, it's my accent. Was it Elise Gresch, the young and attractive live-in maid at Dupree Chateau and the secret daughter of Pierre Dupree? Was it Matthew Gator Krobitz, the boy from the Bayou who worked his way up through Harvard Law School and couldn't get into the Dupree family, not for lack of trying?
What were you thinking?
Or was it Melissa Dupree, Pierre's new wife from Las Vegas? Write your name on the ticket and drop it into the bucket of the person that you think did it. We'll give you a couple minutes to do that. Right now, we'd like to get some audience feedback, if you will. Raise your hand if you think you know who did it, and come on up and let's talk about it.
Priya, come on. Go.
Come on up.
You got some guts.
Yes, and once you've written your name down, if you think you know who did it, drop it into the box now, or into the bucket of the person that you think did it, and we have the person's names and pictures by the box. So could you give me your name, please?
I'm Priya.
Priya? Yeah. Okay. And who do you think did it?
Man, it was LaTanya.
It was LaTanya. J. Stephanie Peake Esquire. Why is that?
Look at her. It's always the one closest to you.
Interesting. Okay, can we have some other folks?
My house.
Okay. Anyone else want to raise your hand and let us know who you think did it?
Terrible.
Someone over here raise your hand? Hey, honey, come on up.
She not even up here. Who I picked? I gotta go back.
So, how are you enjoying the play so far?
I like it.
You like it? Oh, that's great. Okay, so who do you think did it?
Alexis
Alexis Dupree? Oh, okay. Why do you think Alexis Dupree did it?
I think her gave the gift.
Oh, she wanted to get maybe more stuff from her dad? Is that it? Oh, okay. I see. Okay. And I understand that those pom-poms on yours, they light up. Is that correct? Okay.
Oh my gosh, she got close on the first name.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very, very sparkly. Okay, fantastic. Can we have, as we're dropping off the clues now, or excuse me, after you're dropping off your names into the buckets, would anyone else like to offer your opinions? Red scarf? With the red sweater? Okay. Maria, and who do you think did it?
I think that the lawyer did it.
You think that the lawyer did it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because she wanted the chateau.
Okay, but so did Connika though too.
Huh?
So did Connika.
Thank you. But she was jealous of the new bride.
I was never jealous.
And that's why she had to come into action. So
Interesting.
That's my
okay.
favorite.
All right. Very good. Okay.
I am Jack.
And yes, ma'am. Would you, can I get your can I get your input? Would you like to? No. It's a secret. Okay. You know what? You're allowed to have your secrets. Yes, exactly.
Mary, we're gonna do the 50-50 raffle.
Oh, the 50-50 raffle. Okay. Does anybody else want to join in the 50-50 raffle? Going once.
All right. We collected $248.
Woo! All right.
So the winner will receive $124. Okay, Miss Lily. Can I get your help, please?
You want me to pull?
Can you pull a number out of there for me, Miss Lily? All right. The number is 425 0 8 Aren't I beautiful? 3 083 are your last numbers. All right, Mr. Chewy.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make Miss Marla bring it over to you and everything. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Woo! Can we do another one? Okay, no, that was it. Anything else we need to announce before we do our? Anything else we need to announce before we do our big reveal?
No.
Okay, all right. Yes. Come on. With the basket. Okay, the winner receives this lovely Mardi Gras themed gift basket.
Yes,
Woo! Nice. There's all kinds of fun stuff in there. All right, so let's go down the list. Was it Alexis Dupree, Pierre's socialite daughter? You don't think so? It's always the person you least suspect, you know.
Well, even from the grave, Daddy is trying to manipulate me and ruin my life. Now I find out about my secret half-sister Elise, which hasn't been confirmed by a DNA test, might I remind you all.
I look more like him than you, honey.
Daddy didn't have time to cut me out of his will when he heard about my plans to marry Gator. So I get all the money and my swamp lover. The best of both worlds. This town has no idea what they're in for. Gator and I will rule the New Orleans social scene. Gator is in for an extreme makeover. We're going to be royalty in this town. I'm grateful to the murderer in this room. The killer saved me from a life of poverty and a swamp shack with Gator. No offense, honey. I'll send the murderer pralines and soap on a rope to improve jail life.
Was it Bourbon Dupree, the jazz musician from the French Quarter, with an axe to grind?
Well, after a few AA classes, yes, I am happy that he is dead. Who here isn't? Pierre robbed me of my childhood, my birthright as a Dupree. I should be living in this mansion with my family, receiving the best of everything. Instead, I had to hustle for spare change on Bourbon Street playing for tourists. Do you know how humiliating that was for me to play with a shoebox in front of me collecting tips? I had to compete with those tap dancing kids, those bottle caps on their shoes. That wouldn't happen to be your offspring, would it? They always got the best corners. Gangs of them beat me up regularly. I never got up my dreams of being a great musician. I won't lie. I say I'm recovering. I came here tonight to kill Pierre. My plan was simple and perfect. I knew I could easily disguise myself, kill him, slip back into the ballroom and play another set of music. The only thing I didn't count on was someone else killing Pierre first. When I entered the room, the old man was already dead. Naturally, I got the hell out of there. I didn't want anyone to think I had something to do with the old geezer's death. I took my costume downstairs in the bathroom and ran back on stage. I didn't have time to have my disguise, so I threw it in one of Pierre's potted plants. I had no idea Connika would be digging around in there. Who digs in plants anyway unless they're hiding something themselves? Well, that doesn't matter now. I didn't do anything illegal, and now I can finally claim my father's fortune and move to New York to pursue my dream.
Was it Cayenne Pepper, the Dupree family chef and aspiring TV star? Would she do anything to get out of her contract?
I was poisoning Pierre Dupree, but I did not murder him. I was hoping that his death would be a slow, painful one, just like my employment here. I can't get anything accomplished in my kitchen anymore. This house is a grand central station. My destiny is to be a famous TV chef, and that greedy man was keeping me from my dream. I cannot serve one family. I must share my talent around the world. With the old man now dead, I'm free! Free! Free at last! Thank God I'm free at last! My contract is ended. I will be able to produce my cooking show. Turn up the heat. Even better, Elise and I could begin our new life together with the new TV network, contract, and her Dupree inheritance. We would be filthy rich. Our lives would be perfect. I can't wait to get out of town and away from these spoiled people. Oh, Lord, I just got something to tell all of y'all. I just want y'all to know, for the last 5 years, I've been spitting in y'all food.
If you didn't get the gumbo, maybe it's just as well. Was it Elise St. Gresch, the young and attractive live-in maid at Dupree Chateau and the secret daughter of Pierre Dupree?
Why would I kill that man? Of course I didn't kill him. I was gonna take that man to court and get what was mine. A successful paternity suit will make me rich, okay? Most definitely. I didn't need to murder that man to get the fortune that I'm entitled to. That money is my birthright and it belongs to me just as it belongs to little stinky booty over there. Booty. Goodness. I most definitely will be getting what's mine, okay? Dollar bills, y'all. Most definitely.
Thank you.
Was it Matthew Gator Krovitz, the boy from the bayou who worked his way up through Harvard Law School?
Alligator sausage.
You know how hard it is to find a hayseed in early March? Alexis is my true love. I would never jeopardize my chance to marry her and live out the rest of my life with her. I mean, look at me. I never dreamed, I said I never dreamed I would marry the Dixie University Magnolia Queen and join one of the richest families in New Orleans. I knew that I'd always find a way to support Alexis and keep her happy. I just didn't think it'd be this easy. With Pierre dead and the original will still valid, Alexis and I can move into the Dupree Chateau and live like royalty.
That's what you think.
Oh, I can't wait to build a wing out of the back and move in the rest of my family. I got 20 cousins and 10 aunts and 10 uncles and riverboats when we take our honeymoon to Lake Charles. From now on, me and you, baby, first class all the way. Woo!
Was it Melissa Dupree, Pierre Dupree's new wife from Las Vegas?
It doesn't take a woman like me to realize a man in his 80s doesn't have that much years to live. Monkey wrench in my plans. Someone was gonna out me out before I could do any of that, so it wasn't me. So my husband is dead. Just can't seem to find the right man. Story of my life.
Or was it J. Stephanie Peak Esquire, the Dupree family attorney and Pierre Dupree's closest friend and confidant?
I object. Get out of my way.
Excuse me.
That's right. I did it. Sorry. Today, Pierre discovered I was stealing from his precious Dupree Historical Foundation to pay for the restoration of Peak Mansion. I had no choice. I needed that cash to keep my dream alive. Do you think it's easy living on the richest street in the Garden District? No, I asked the question. Do you think it's easy living on the richest street? I'm gonna ask again. Do you think it's easy? No. Of course it isn't. My home is falling apart around me. Why shouldn't I enjoy the same luxuries as my neighbors? I worked night and day for that old hag man. He owed me. I deserve the money Pierre set aside for that foundation. Technically, my home is a historical building and it deserves to be restored to its former grandeur. Yes, yes. My plans for Peak Mansion would have Conika's house and the Dupree Chateau look like mere garden sheds. I didn't plan to murder Pierre. Look at me. I didn't want to kill nobody. I didn't have any, blood. As you see, my lips are red. He called me into the billers and presented me with a copy of the check I cashed. I thought that self-centered chef found the only one, but I was wrong. I guess the bank sent him another one. He must have gone through the bank statements before the party. I hoped that if I did get caught, Pierre would be more sympathetic, but he wasn't. I was wrong. I was being completely written out of his will. He told me that as soon as he took his new will to the courthouse, he was going to take me to the police station to press charges against me for embezzlement. Not only was I losing my job, I was going to be disbarred and face jail time if I was convicted. Does it look like I want to do jail time? I needed to do something fast that would keep Pierre's mouth shut for good. I pled with Pierre to forgive me. He wouldn't listen. I saw the Mardi Gras necklace on the table, grabbed it, and strangled him before I even recognized what I was doing. I ran down the stairs, back to the party to make sure that everyone in the house thought I had just arrived through the front door. I was hoping that since Pierre had so many enemies, the police would never suspect his best friend. I'll take a second mortgage out on Peak Mansion to fight this case. I am friends with some of the best lawyers in Louisiana. I'm gonna beat this. Guess what? I'm gonna plead temporary insanity. And I'm gonna get away with it. You all just watch.
All right, your hand. All right. Well, before we take Miss J. Stephanie Peak out to the big house, we're going to sentence her to clean up after the party. So, out of the tickets, she is going to draw somebody's name.
Before we do draw the name, raise your hand if you thought it was J. Stephanie Peak Esquire.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of folks. Okay.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I'm so ashamed.
You should look more innocent next time, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You got it?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
It says J. Stephanie Peak Esquire. Do I get it? Can I take it?
Can you take it? Yeah. I guess it's your. No. Pick another name.
Jocelyn Robinson.
Yep. All right. Okay. Jocelyn Robinson. And so we're going to, in addition to getting the gift basket, we're going to dim the lights, and we have a very special guest who has another present for you.
1, 2, and 3. Am I singing? Oh.
And we're waiting for our special guest to come back from the grave. Here he comes. It's Pierre Dupree, back from the grave. There you go. And we want to give you one more present. The murder weapon, the strand of antique Mardi Gras beads. All right, fantastic, very good. All right. So now we would like to want to give some special shout outs to the folks that you see behind me. They've been working a really long time on this. In addition, if I apologize if I forget somebody's name here tonight, because there's so many different people who worked on Murder at Mardi Gras to make it the success that you see before you. But let's get away and introduce the cast members. We have Cyan Segura as Alexis Dupree. Come on, take a bow. All right. We have Christina Silva from Technical Service as Melissa F. Dupree. Thank you. And we have Ed Jones from HR as Pierre Dupree, our murder victim. Joyce Martin from head of our outreach services as Cayenne Pepper. Watch out for your food, right? Okay.
Where'd Bourbon go?
What's that?
Where'd Bourbon go?
Yeah, Bourbon left. Okay. What, is Bourbon Dupree around?
She's pouring out her drink.
She's fixing herself another one. Okay. All right. We have as Elise and Gresch, we have Shaquilla Mosely-lenks from Youth Services. All right. Take a bow. As Matthew Gator Krovitz, we have Mike Asbach. He's our technical service all-around whiz guy. Okay. If you need a computer class, come see him later. Don't let the hayseed fool you. Okay. As Connika Gothika, we have Suzana Bursich. She runs our East Chicago room, local history. And as Bourbon Dupree, come on up, take a bow.
I'm clean, I tell you, I'm clean.
Angela Thornton from admin. And our murderer, J. Stephanie Peak Esquire, we have LaTanya Hicks. If you enjoyed tonight, give her a hug and $50 and everything else. She did so much work around here to make sure that you all had a great time tonight. And make it 1,000. It might almost be worth it. So everybody here worked really, really hard on this play. And thanks very much for coming tonight.